Hi guys, Jack with Staccato. Thank you for joining me for another video. Today, I wanted to talk about forward cocking serrations and slide manipulations. Sexy, I know. I'm just playing. I know for real, you guys are probably sitting there going like, is this dude for real talking about forward cocking serrations? They're a thing, they've been around. Yeah, I know. But unfortunately, with the 2011 platform, there is they tend to get romanticized along with 1911s. And sometimes you hear people talking about whatever magical flowing lines that they believe belong on a 1911 or a 2011 and how forward cocking serrations may or may not be aesthetically pleasing. To me, they're functional, and function is beauty. So let's get into it. Now, for myself as well, with my slide manipulations, I no longer come over the top. I don't come over the top like this anymore. I come underneath. And I will talk about my personal journey with that. Now, let's get into the features on the Staccato 2011 here. So we do have forward cocking serrations. Those are standard on the Staccato Ps. And we also have a little bit of a scallop in the front that you can see right here, that some people call a high power cut. That is referencing the Browning high power, also designed by John Moses Browning. And you've also seen a big scallop like that on a Beretta M9 92 FS series. The reason being is they were put there. That was a forward manipulation because, especially on the Beretta, their safety is not on the frame, it's on the slide. So when you're sitting there and you're getting busy and you're coming over the top with a slingshot, the likelihood that you can accidentally, if it's set up as a decocker or even worse, a safety, where you come up and now I've got where I thought I was gonna have a nice single action pull, I now have this long double action pull, or like I said, even worse, I've inadvertently put it in safe and I come up and I got nothing. So you Beretta 92 guys, it's good to come up in the front there. And that's one of the reasons why John Browning also decided, he's like, hey, a few of the lessons learned off the 1911, he wanted to have a little bit of a better purchase area in the front. That's why he gave that good scalloped area, or the high power cut that everybody has come to know. For me, like I said, I don't like to come over the top anymore because this is what we're commonly taught. Most people, they're taught the slingshot, okay? So I have a problem, I have some sort of malfunction, the gun does not go off when I believe it needs to go off, do my tap and my rack like this, right? Well, for me, one time I had a hang fire. It's an odd manipulation, malfunction. A lot of folks, it's that one of those malfunctions that you go over in training and you never see one, and nobody ever knows a guy that it happened to, but they know it happens enough where they need to bring it up. Well, it happened to me. I was shooting another double action, single action pistol, not a Beretta, it was a Lionheart, not the gun's fault. And I was shooting some white box ammo, and I came up, going through a string of fire, fired. Next thing I had nothing. What do? I went into my immediate actions. It was that fast. I tapped and I racked. Right about here, when I had the slide opened up about that much, is when the round decided to go off. And the path of least resistance was out the side of the chamber there that I had. And that is just so happened to be the area that I had my ring finger about right here. And the case blew in half, and chunks of it, like 3 chunks of it, went into my ring finger. I got really lucky. I mean, I didn't have the tip of my finger blown off. My fingernail was real messed up, and it's actually messed up to this day. And one of the pieces went all the way up to my knuckle. But I had 3 chunks of that case in my hand. So lesson learned there for me. If I can come underneath and do the same thing and not do this and avoid that, because I'm the only guy I know that that's ever happened to, it can happen again. So I just prefer to come underneath. Now, also, back to the Beretta 92, prior service. So a lot of you guys out there that are prior service, you spent some time with an M9. And that M9, that barrel, unlike a Staccato, is about fully exposed up until the front of the slide, where the slide bridges over and right at the front sight post. And so if you're having a heavy string of fire, or you're getting it at the range that day, when you come over to even do your forward manipulation, you are gonna come over and you're gonna grab that barrel with the web of your hand, and you are gonna burn yourself pretty good. If you're not wearing gloves, and even if you are wearing gloves, it can get a little uncomfortable depending on your string of fire. So I like to avoid that. Again, come back underneath like this. Now, Glock 34s and 35s. I used to shoot a lot of Glock 34s and Glock 35s, particularly Gen 3 and Gen 4. And if you're a Staccato owner, I guarantee that you probably have owned one Glock 34 or 35 in your life. Now, with those Gen 3s and Gen 4s, they had a big window cut out. That was to lighten it up, so that's how their engineers designed it, to have a good function there. Gen 5s are a little bit different. Again, out there, heavy string of fire, go to manipulate off the front and just burn the crap out of your support hand. And I just prefer not to do it. So I come underneath. Light jack, you've got a light. Isn't that harder? Using this, the Tactical DJ Mood Light, the XH35 here, where I can put strobe or low light if I want to. Never use the strobe function, but we have it. Thank you, Las Vegas Metro. And there's that function switch down there. Now, this could be like an X400 with a laser, so I also keep it on there as an example for folks. I don't know, maybe if I had smaller hands, it would be an issue, but it's not a problem for me. So just for me, I come up and I'm right back on. For me, I just feel it's a path of least resistance. Have a problem, rack it, and I'm back on just like that. That's just what I do. You can try it for yourself or not. I mean, if it works for you, it works for you. It's just something that works for me and something I've had success with. So give it a try if you like. And yes, I believe that forward cocking serrations are absolutely necessary. Even if you want to do a press check, because you're an operator. I don't know if I'm an operator. I own several pairs of Vans, but I don't know if that gets me in the club or not. So remember, Staccato, built for heroes, made in Texas. And I want to add a little extra thing to that. It's also built by heroes. I don't know if you guys know this, but many of our employees are either prior service, either in the military or law enforcement, and they suited up and they showed up for many years of their life. Now they've transitioned to another phase, and they're here with us at the team on Staccato, and they know what it means to put it on the line. And that is what they are putting into these guns. And they won't leave you hanging. I mean, I know it sounds sappy. I know a lot of other people say that. And trust me, we have a solid group of folks. And I just wanted to give them a shout out, okay? Because if you're where you're at, they know where you've been, okay? And they don't want to give you a substandard product. Just want to give those folks a shout out, okay? Thank you very much.